Well, a rare Friday stream. I know. This is weird for me too, chat. Hi guys, welcome to live stream. Hope you're doing good. Usually I don't stream on Fridays, but there's not a lot to talk about today. And I figured an extra live stream never hurt anyone. I might as well, right? We have a bunch of stuff that I've done videos on today, like Veilguard. I've done 2 videos today on Veilguard, but I just kind of figured that we would chat for a while about a few random topics. I specifically wanted to talk about Sweet Baby because something pretty big happened with Sweet Baby. They're not disbanding. I'm sorry. Anybody who's joined the live stream to hear the news, it's not happening yet. Give it another probably year. I think a year, Sweet Baby will disband, but the problem with that is that while they will disband, we are also still going to have all these people just go to other companies because there's so many narrative consultation companies now. It's like, yeah, they're at the center, but they'll all just branch out, and then eventually those companies will be too small and they'll have to consolidate. It's gonna be a clusterfuck. But that's definitely gonna happen, probably in the next year. Quote me on that. Mr. Waifu Taker, thank you so much for the 26 months as a Bronze Titan. And, Clint, thank you for the 5. Tonight on a very special episode of Varadark, Vara is so traumatized by playing Veilguard, she has to talk out her trauma with chat. It really was sad. I mean, we are going to be playing more tomorrow night and then on Sunday, because those are my usual stream nights for the weekend, but I just figured there's a lot to yap about, and women do be yapping. So it is what it is. But there's 450 people here to listen to me yap, so I guess that's something, right? 1 year only? I think in 1 year, well, all right, I'll be generous and say 1 year, 1 month. By January, December, no, let's make it even. By January 2026, Sweet Baby Inc. will have disbanded, and everybody, well, at least that. And then after that, I think most of the employees will just go to other narrative consultation companies. But January 2026 is over for Sweet Baby. They are a blight on the industry, as we know, and their reputation is tanked. Their reputation is gonna continue to tank. It's not gonna get any better. Are we drinking tonight, Vara? Yeah, water. Yeah. I mean, you kind of have to do that to live. Sweet Baby Inc. still gets government money? Well, Red Thread Games was the company getting government money. It was Red Thread, which is not Sweet Baby. Well, it's not Sweet Baby directly. Do you plan to finish Veilguard? Yes. I will be live streaming a full playthrough of Veilguard. We started it during yesterday's stream. Tomorrow and Sunday we'll be continuing it, and then we'll just be playing through it on my normal stream days. Until we beat it. Who knows how long it's gonna take? All I know is it has not been very good so far. These consultant companies are like Hydra. You cut one head off and not 10 other repair. It is true, but the problem is that there's already so many that there can't be, many more that pop up. So if we keep calling out the ones that exist and the ones that are already established, eventually, one would hope, they will disappear. But then again, it also becomes a problem with like Square Enix, right? Where they have an internal ethics department. So then they have a team of people who end up just internally changing things, whether it's censoring or targeting pieces of content. So like, unfortunately, that's, not gonna change any time soon, but who knows, maybe. The poll is at 77% soon, but not soon enough. I agree. I agree. But yeah, guys, we're going to be talking about Dragon Age a little bit. I know I've been talking a lot about Veilguard, but it's been a hot topic. You guys keep asking me to cover it. I have a bunch of different things. We're going to be talking about a study which finds female video game players actually like attractive fictional characters. Who would have thunk it? Sexy sells. Never heard about that a day in my life. We're going to be talking about Sweet Baby Inc. and an ex-director coming out and attacking gamers, attacking content creators. He also was a narrative lead on Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League at Rocksteady. And I think we'll also talk about Bandai Namco, because they issued a warning for Sparking Zero players regarding modding, saying don't mod our game, which is a sentiment that they've echoed multiple times over the years, like with their whole, don't mod. What was their exact quote? Yeah, they took aim at PC game modding, saying developers should be concerned over mods that are offensive to public order and morals, which is ridiculous. So those are going to be kind of the main topics. If you guys have anything else you want me to chat about, I will do my best to read chat, but like usual, I can't, when there's 500 people here, I can't read every single message. I know. How could I? I've offended you guys. I apologize. But yeah. All right. Let's start with Dragon Age. Why not? Because Dragon Age sucks. I played, 5 hours yesterday? And it was pretty mediocre. I was not a big fan of it. We'll be playing a full playthrough because, like I talk about, it's only fair that I do. Like, if I'm going to talk about a game, I need to play it at least, 95% of the time. I play the games that I talk about. But, visually, it was pretty. I thought that, the abilities looked really good. I thought the environments looked really good. The environments were very reused, though. It was basically ruins, ruins, and ruins. I thought our character turned out okay looking. I think she grew on me a little bit after seeing so many other ugly character models. Though I think it's going to be a jump scare tomorrow. And that was about it. The storytelling was really bad. You had characters that would repeat things multiple times. Oh my god, we're going to the ruins. What do you mean? We're going to the ruins? Yeah, we're going to the ruins. It happened 20 times throughout the game. Stupid. Bad writing. Bad at your jobs. Of course, the identity politics was extremely heavy-handed. Very preachy. The trans storyline, picking your gender and your pronouns and picking your identity and respecting other people's identity is ridiculous. And, well, it was not really that great. I would say right now it's a little bit below mid. Because I think the gameplay is fine. And the gameplay is important, but I think that the storytelling is just so bad and so disrespectful to Dragon Age fans. I can't give it higher than a 5 or even a 4, to be honest. I think right now my score's sitting at a 3.5. So it's still too early for me to give a score. You guys already know my take on that. I can't really give a score, but Rin, thank you for the $1.99. I would rather play Hong Kong 97 than this. You know what I would rather play than Veilguard? 98% of the games that exist. Because it's just not good. I'm late. Did she enjoy it? Veilguard? No, I did not enjoy Veilguard. Oh yeah, the voice acting was really bad. I mean, right now, I'm being generous at a 3.5. Oh, the hair physics were good. That's true. They did good with those. Oro, thank you for the 2. Hi, Ms. Vara. Hope you have a nice weekend ahead. You too. Thank you so much for the donation. Much appreciated. But yeah, right now, guys, obviously, there's kind of a war on social media. There are some people who are saying this game is amazing, particularly the shills. There are a lot of existing, established Dragon Age fans who are saying people are being too harsh on the game. And then you have gamers who have not been particularly happy with the fact that this is a soft reboot, that they disrespected the legacy of these characters and the storylines that came before, people who were upset with the preachy identity politics, and, well, people are divided. And I think that that's obvious, but this screenshot right here truly just encapsulates such a major problem with the mainstream industry right now. Is I get that this is Metacritic, right? And you don't have to buy a copy of the game to leave a score on Metacritic. So I don't think in reality gamers would just give it a 2.5. Like, the majority of gamers would give it a 2.5. I think the majority of gamers are generous, right? And would give it like a 4, maybe even a 5. But I think that you have gamers who, of course, are so upset with the heavy-handed political messaging and the fact that they've been disrespected by Bioware, that it is a little bit lower. But I also think that it is fucking absurd that the critics have given it an 84. There is, in my opinion, based on what I have played, no shot that this is close to an 84. Minimal effort, thank you so much for the 2. I heard there were 26 different black hairstyles. There were like 50 hairstyles, and not one of them was a long hairstyle. And only like one of them was... Well, I guess there were like 3 that were decent. Alright, 3. I know, in a game that preaches about inclusivity and diversity, you got 3 really decent hairstyles. And then there's the sliders. We don't need to talk about the sliders right now. I'm already disappointed enough with this fucking game, okay? But there's no shot that this game deserves an 84. And I know that there are, you know, critics right now who are saying, you guys are being too harsh on this game. Everybody loves it. Yeah. I mean, on Steam, it's sitting at a mostly positive. That is true. What I will say about the 2.5 is exactly what I will say about the mostly positive. And that is that the game only just released, right? The mostly positive, sure, it raises question marks. I'm skeptical. I'm gonna always be skeptical. But, like I literally just said, the 2.5 also kind of raises question marks. I do think, though, that it is not gonna sit at a mostly positive. I don't see that happening. Maybe it will. What do I know, right? I'm just giving my best guess. I'm just giving my opinion. But I don't see it staying at a mostly positive. I think that there are a lot of people who bought it, who are fans of the franchise, who want to support it, which cool. If you want to support it, go for it. If this is the game of your dreams and you're loving it, leave a positive review. But if you're also playing it and you don't like it, leave a negative review. Wow. I know, revolutionary, right? But another problem to add to this are the facts. Is the fact, I know how to speak, chat, I promise, is the fact that right now, BioWare is banning anyone with the wrong opinions on Steam. What a bad fucking look. What a bad, awful look. You are telling me that you developed this game for years? That this is supposed to be your next major title? You're feeling confident in this, so what do? You ban people? No. No. They want to silence as many people as possible who have the wrong opinions in their opinion. You know, like I said, I have not enjoyed the game so far. There are a lot of people who are saying they're not enjoying the game so far. There's a lot of people who have not bought the game so far. But when you're confident, you don't go, shut up. You go, yeah, say what you want, because I know that I have more fans than haters. At least that's the mentality I would go by. Hobocop, thank you so much for the 2. They're not as ugly as me. We must make them so, right? Radboy, thank you for the 2. Please play Fear the Spotlight. You're amazing. Thanks for supporting. I have not heard of it. If you join the Discord and you put it in the content suggestion tab, I'll be able to take a look at it. But yeah, I mean, judging by the Metacritic right now, I don't think it's gonna go up by very much. I think maybe it'll like go up to a 3, but I also don't think that the Steam is gonna stay at a mostly positive. And then when you combine that with the fact that they're banning people, it's not good. It is not good. Explains where all the negative reviews are going. Yeah, and we're not talking just about people that are going in there, you know, overtly breaking Steam rules, right? We're not talking about people that are going in there and using slurs. We're just talking about people who are either memeing or raising questions. And then it, of course, turns into, this post contains content that is combative, argumentative, or is likely to derail the discussion. This type of content is not allowed on the Steam community. So basically, if you want to criticize this at all, they're gonna ban you because they're gonna say that you're derailing the discussion, you're being combative, you're being argumentative. It's like with the words like hatred, harassment, right? They always say you're being or they're being harassed. No, you're being criticized. These words have interchangeable definitions at this point. And if they don't like what you're saying, they will find any reason to silence you. Which, of course, is something I'm not going to get behind. I think that's fucking ridiculous. These people claim to want diversity, yet not when it comes to diversity of thought. You have to think their way. Cult-like mentality. Daniel, thank you for the 5. In my opinion, nobody is being nearly harsh enough with this game. Actual threats would be too far, but that's about it. Bioware should be sure. Well, of course, actual, you know, threats on a developer's life is never okay. But I feel like people are being pretty harsh. I mean, people are leaving the negative reviews. They're talking about it on social media. There are accounts that are getting millions and millions of views that are just pointing and laughing at these developers and Bioware. I don't necessarily think that they're going to be shuttered over this, but I think that they are going to face significant problems because we've seen failure after failure after failure. Obviously, we all knew that this game was going to sell because it's Dragon Age. It's like Assassin's Creed Shadows. But I do think that they're going to all underperform. I don't think they're going to do no sales. I never said that they're not going to sell at all. But it's very easy now for games to underperform. And then teams get disbanded, studios get merged with other studios. We already know the drill. Did you enjoy the new Dragon Age game? I've played about 5, well, we did customization for like an hour. We played like 4 hours and I was unimpressed. For sure. And then we have the Steam charts, which have not gotten any better. Yesterday, of course, was release day, which I think it's dumb for companies to release on Thursdays or in the middle of the week. I know that they wanted it to release on Halloween. I personally did not think that that was smart because there are so many people that go out and they're with their families. They're spending time, you know, trick-or-treating and just being, like, social. I know gamers aren't really that social, but, like, there are some out there. And you've got a 70, well, this was today. Yesterday, it peaked at 70,414, which is not great. And today, it peaked at 77,465, and it's been going down, so it's already hit its peak. And maybe throughout the weekend, it will do better. But we are talking about an established franchise. It's gotten a lot of press. The media has been covering this game so much over the past few months, and this is the best they could do. And yeah, it is on other consoles. It's not just on PC, and we don't know the console numbers for sure. We're probably not gonna know them until they say, oh, it sold successfully or it underperformed. Whichever the case, 77K is still not good. And let's say they got 77K on, you know, Xbox and PlayStation as well. We're not talking millions and millions and the millions of players here. Godskin Duo background soundtrack bass. Yeah, it's just the Elden Ring soundtrack. Godskin Duo is so annoying. I actually really like this upload because at the 10-minute mark is when the main theme plays, and that's when I actually am on screen. So I kind of feel like a Giga Chad. Yeah. Basically, moral of the story is that Elden Ring is great, and Veilguard fucking is trash compared to Elden Ring. Play Elden Ring. Buy Elden Ring. Elden Ring's got diversity. Nobody fucking complained about that because it's a good-ass game. But no, the gaming industry's never had diversity. Shut the fuck up. Anyway. Zero Omega, thank you for the $4.99. Valve needs to take back control of their forums and not let devs and publishers have full control of the discourse. The problem is that Valve doesn't care. Valve, for years now, has forced developers into censoring their games just to get them to be sold on the platform. They're too busy policing what content makes it on the platform. They could care less. Because they could care less about the Steam forums. Because ultimately, it's not like it's developers, you know, banning accounts in totality, right? They don't have that much power. I don't think that Valve really cares. Because Valve is all about silencing voices that they dislike. Gamer. MRI Gamer, thank you for the $1.99. Let's hit the goal. Oh, yeah, true. We're only 2 away from the goal. Guys, I was going to show it anyway. Let's be honest. I was going to whip out the Bioware collection no matter what. I baited you guys. Wolf, thank you for the 2. Wukong had diversity too, but did get negative PR. Yeah, there are plenty of games that have diversity that get panned by the mainstream media, or that the mainstream media completely ignores exists, which is sad. Games have always had diversity. It's just not the diversity that these activists want. But yeah, I mean, yesterday it peaked at 70,414. Today it peaked at 77,465. I don't know if we're going to see like 150 or 200K. I think like last week or the week before, my prediction was about 150 on Steam. But I don't think we're going to get even close to that. And I did a video on this today But like Monster Hunter Wilds beta's going on, that has hundreds of thousands of people in it. And you look at other games, like Black Myth Wukong, for example, that wasn't an established franchise. That was a brand new developer. 2.3 million people. You look at Hogwarts Legacy, not an established franchise. Yeah, Harry Potter's a massive IP, but 900k people. This can't even muster 100k the first 2 days of release. Maybe over the weekend it'll do better. I initially thought 150. I don't think it's gonna hit that. Hollywood guy, thank you for the 5. Monster Wilds is doing better than Dragon Age. That says something. If it's true, it is true. Yep. I mean, to be fair, it is a beta, and it is a free, open beta, so I could download it right now, and I could play the beta. Anybody could play the beta. But we're still not talking about a small franchise here, right? Dragon Age is not small. Dragon Age is not unknown. Dragon Age has been around. Lamar, thank you for the 5. Can we see your Steam collection? Also, we hit the goal. I'll show the Bioware collection tonight. Maybe next stream, I'll show a different collection. You know what I was thinking? I was thinking maybe what I could do during a stream is put up a goal and then put up a poll afterwards once we hit it. And then you guys could pick a developer. I could list like, I don't know, 3 developers randomly and then see if I have a game from that developer, which I do. You guys already know. I like to flex. And then see how long my streak can go. But it has to be like the stream after, right? Like, oh, tonight we do the poll and we figure out the developer so that tomorrow night I would have to show it so that there would be no time for me to, like, I don't know, cheat the system and buy it. You know what I mean? I would have to already have it on hand in order to be able to do that. Maybe we could do that. But yeah, right now, I wouldn't particularly say things are going super good for Veilguard. And the media is still trying to shill for this game. Which isn't shocking because it does check off all their boxes. But, like IGN put up today, Dragon Age the Veilguard's launch has already made it EA's biggest ever single-player game on Steam. First of all, that's... You're already starting with this EA's biggest ever single-player game on Steam. There's 2 that debuted on Steam because they used to debut on Origin. There's 2, guys. Jedi Survivor and Veilguard. You were either going to hit number 1 or you were going to be number 2. We're not talking about 80 games here. What? Dark Linux Tech Gamer, thank you for the 5. Looking at the numbers, even Armored Core 6, a super niche game, had twice the concurrent player count on launch than Veilguard with 156k. I don't know if I would call Armored Core very niche, but I do agree that you would think that Armored... Well, I don't know. From Software is pretty stacked. Poncho, thank you for the 2. Why are you gay? Whoa, it's not nice to ask people that. You gotta get timed out for that. Yeah, Dragon Age the Veilguard's launch has already made it EA's biggest ever single-player game on Steam. Guys, there's 2. There's 2. That's it. I mean, nobody really expected journos to tell the truth, right? But they could at least try a little. It's funny because they constantly attack like YouTubers and content creators by saying, oh, you're not good at ethics in journalism. You're not saying all the facts. If I'm bad, you are worse, brother. You are worse. Sims 4 peak player count of 94k. So they're lying. Yeah, Sims is pretty big. Dragon Age Veilguard could have been amazing. It could have been. It should have been. But that's what happens when you do not hire people who are skilled at their jobs or did not deserve that job in the first place. Somebody asked, I think it was last stream, if I'd buy an IGN hat. You guys really like the Journo hat now? Everybody wants me to buy all sorts of hats. Does IGN have merchandise? Does IGN have a hat? Can I buy a bootleg IGN hat? What if I got a custom one, but it was ignorant, but IGN was in caps and it was like red? How about that? Hats are expensive. That's like 50 bucks. IGN would start striking out my videos. That's the only excuse they'd need. They'd be like, you know what? Close enough. Let's get them. That'd be my fucking luck. But yeah, oh yeah, this article also brings it up. Dragon Age of Veilguard player count dwarfed by Monster Hunter Wilds beta. Described as concerning. I'd say it's fucking atrocious. Never mind just concerning. Yeah, things aren't going particularly well for Veilguard. Maybe they'll get better. Maybe over the weekend we'll see the player score skyrocket. We'll see the player counts go crazy. I don't think so. I don't know about all that. Hollywood guy, thank you for the 2. It took 10 years to make a mediocre game. That is true. 10 freaking years for this. I mean, I'm not done the game, so I can't tell you my full thoughts, but so far it's pretty bad. I don't know what they were doing for 10 years. Well, let's take a step back. To be fair, games aren't really in development for a decade. When you hear that it's been in development for a decade, that's not actually true. It means a decade ago, they officially greenlit the project, and then they started hiring writers, developers, producers. Then it took those writers probably fucking 6 years to write it because they had to rewrite it 8 times because they're so trash at their job. Then they needed a sweet baby to do a year worth of work, and then they started production. So, like, it was actually probably developed for 3 years maximum. But, yeah, I mean, fuck it. Well, I mean, 10 years is, yeah. 10 years is when they started touting projects like this, so I gotta use the number that they've given. Autumn, thank you for the 2. Do you play the Little Nightmares franchise? I have never played Little Nightmares. I know. I've been meaning to. I'm a fake gamer, and I deserve hate for that. Fight me verbally. Thank you for the 5. Okay, you stupid bitch. Sorry, thank you for the 5. I'm a straight male. Here's funding for the ignorant hat. Much appreciated. Thank you, thank you. I think I've done that like twice now. I see your username and it's like fight or flight. All right, fine. Excuse me. I was of the understanding that there would be punch and pie. Okay, Rover. Game of the year is pay to play. Wait, what's game of the year? What's everyone's game of the year? Little Nightmares is fun. I've heard so much, you know, positivity surrounding Little Nightmares. I gotta get around to it. It took 8 years to make a medium game in a genre that was popular 10 years ago, Concord. Yeah. But that's all. That also, actually, to be fair, let's be realistic. They claim, they say that they started production, like, legitimately developing the game in 2022. So why the fuck would Sony buy you? Or why the fuck would Sony go for an exclusive publishing deal in 2021 if there wasn't even a game yet? Okay, surely. You guys started making the game in 2022. Right. Dark One, thank you for the 2. I think Duke Nukem Forever turned out better. True. Sudenya, thank you for the 5. The best part of Dragon Age is companion banter. I agree. And I feel like the companion banter in Veilguard is just so... It's just so fucking mediocre. In some cases, super bad. I feel like none of the characters have any chemistry except for, well, not even really. Not even really, actually. I take that back. None of the characters have a genuine connection. And it also makes no sense why, like, 2 minutes into the game, you can start romancing Harding. But you can't romance any of the other characters, like Nev. You can't romance her yet. She likes me. Every decision I've made has been in her favor. Classic. I'm playing through the SWTOR vanilla story arcs. It's insane how badly Bioware has fallen in just 12 years, but I mean the hair physics suck. I love SWTOR. I am not a SWTOR hater. SWTOR's stories are super, super good. Your decisions actually matter, which is not what we get out of modern video games. But yeah, there's not much else to talk about with Dragon Age. So far, things are super bad. And maybe they'll get better over the weekend. Maybe we'll see player numbers skyrocket. Maybe the user scores will go up. I don't think so. I don't think that's going to happen. But maybe. Maybe. That's not going to happen. Next topic. Women supporting women. Fictional women. Real women liking to look at fictional women. Crazy that people actually want to look at pretty things. I know. Who would have thunk it that sexy sells? But a new study is proving women prefer playing as more sexualized characters. There are plenty of women in our community, whether they're viewers, whether they're other content creators, who don't exist, because women don't play video games, right? That constantly talk about how much they like seeing attractive characters. They love seeing sexy, feminine women and hunky, masculine men. And that shouldn't be a problem. That should be the norm. I do think it's okay to have characters in video games that are not conventionally attractive. I think it's okay to have ugly characters when it serves a purpose. Also, guys, man, Eric W. Dolan over here put this shit in the sexism category. Sexism video games. We know where Frost went. New research on female video game characters uncovers surprising twist. Yeah, I guess surprising to the two fucking people who don't understand what women actually like. Can a strong female character who is highly sexualized inspire positive perceptions from players? Not necessarily, according to a new study. There's always a but, though. Researchers found while strength in female video game characters might signal capability, it doesn't counterbalance the negative impact of sexualization. So they start off with talking about a negative impact of sexualization, right? They're going on and on about how, ooh, negative impact. But in a surprising twist, not really surprising, female participants, despite generally disliking highly sexualized characters, sure, were more likely to choose them when given the option to play as one. So first of all, they contradict themselves. They give you this whole spiel but then they actually tell you the truth. They wait a long time to tell you the truth here. This study sheds light on why, even in today's gaming landscape, character design matters and how different types of interactions, from watching to playing, shape player perceptions. A character's sex appeal and strength both play a role in how players perceive them, but these perceptions shift depending on whether players are simply watching or actively engaging with the character. That's not true. That's cap. If I put a big titty waifu on screen right now, let's say we're all playing Knights of the Old Republic. If I put Bastila on screen right now in my playthrough, you would appreciate her as much as if you were also playing it. I thought that was funny. But yeah, they talk about how character design matters. Of course character design matters. I want them to do a study on Concord. Who wants to participate in my Concord study? Put a 1 in chat. I'll put up a poll on X. I am gonna find that 98% of players do care about character designs, and when they're designs for the modern audience, they do fucking worse. And then I'm gonna use Concord to back that up because it's true. Character designs matter so much. While, yeah, I point this out a lot when I'm streaming video games, right? You're wearing a helmet a lot of the time, so you can't see your character's ugly face. Knowing your character has an ugly face does affect the way you play the game. It really affects the mentality, at least for me. And I want my characters to look visually attractive. Yeah, it's not the only thing I look for in a video game, but it is important to me to have a character that looks good. And yeah, it is also important to have a character who's physically strong. It is important to have a character who is, how do they word it? Yeah, strength in female video game characters signals capability. Yeah, sure. A strong character, yeah, it signals capability, but a sexy one is just as capable. Being more or less attractive does not mean that you are more or less capable. Hollywood Guy, thank you for the 2. I mean, how many females play as femme shep? Lots. Yeah. Yeah. And that's not a bad thing. People find attractive more attractive. Wow, good thing they did this study, yeah. They act like this is some new information when it really isn't. But what it is very nice to go in our little booklet of studies, because there are a lot over the past few years that have been done that just constantly prove our points. And there are some that the mainstream media latches onto, right? Like this one from The Gamer. 75% of young women report abuse in online games. They love to tout these ones. But then they refuse to cover ones like this. Study finds video games with sexualized content do not cause misogynistic attitudes or body image issues. I love video games with sexualized content. I'm also perfectly fine with video games that do not feature sexualized content. I'm a person who, yeah, sees a character like Eve in marketing material and goes, that actually looks pretty good. But if the story sucks, the gameplay sucks, then, yeah, the sexy character doesn't really matter. But it's good marketing material. And apparently, women that play video games also like to look at attractive characters. Who would have thunk it? I'm a person who likes things and stuff. Wow, what a quote. They dislike it, but they choose it. talk about cope framing. 100% Nanaka. They don't like it. But also, our study found that this is the truth. I can't wait to see if the mainstream media actually tries to latch onto this. I doubt it. I bet that they'll just let it pass because they don't want to bring any more attention to it. Have you played Stellar Blade? I have played Stellar Blade twice, and I streamed it both times. Could we somehow find how many people are playing it on the EA platform? Veilguard? I don't believe that there, as far as I know, there's not an active way to find out how many people are playing it on EA or through EA. But yeah, I thought that was pretty funny. Some of the comments are also really funny on my thread. The only people that don't want their female characters to be beautiful are deeply insecure bitches, and that's the tea. I mean, yeah, that's fucking true. This one hurts. This one hurts. I can't even look for too long. I'm so fucking sad. My Cortana. Cortana's such a good character. And then they butchered her. And then they brought her back to slightly unbutcher her, but to introduce the quirky new Cortana. Man. I can't. I'm gonna cry. The sad music is starting. Oh my god, the ancestor spirit music is starting at the same time as seeing my beloved. I can't do this. I can't do this anymore. I want equal representation of everyone in video games. Be honest, all fictional worlds should represent the real world. I don't want white men to enjoy video games or anything really. Thank you. That's the fact. That's how so many people in the industry think, and it's sad. Not very shocking, though. But yeah, this new study, it's not looking too good for the journos. Let's see when the first Wokey starts screaming internalized misogyny after reading this. I feel like I haven't really seen anybody complaining about this because they like to ignore it. They love to ignore things that, of course, don't look good for them. Also, the poll is completed. 79% said soon, but not soon enough. 20% said never. Damn, you guys are so negative. 20% said never. True. Might not happen. I think it'll happen, though. That's just my take. Yeah. Bye, naked Cortana. Cortana, we miss you. I'm gonna put an F in chat for Cortana. She was a real one. I love Cortana. We're never getting her back, though. But the same thing goes for male characters. I'm sure that there are plenty of men out there who want to see Chads, who want to see Space Marines constantly, who want to see Henry Cavill's constantly. They want to see good-looking characters. They want to see strong, masculine men. And there are plenty of people out there who want to see feminine, sexy women. That shouldn't be an issue. Vara and her wishful thinking like, for Winds of Winter. What was the last opinion I had? It was bad. It's always bad. Either the Winds of Winter and the next book are completed and he's not releasing them until he's dead, or he's gonna shadow drop one. That's it. Those are my takes. Speaking of which, they officially announced, yesterday, that there's a Game of Thrones movie in the works. I think it's either Doom of Valyria or the Rebellion. Robert's Rebellion. It's gonna be one or the other. I think it could be the Doom of Valyria because they're gonna have a behemoth budget. They're gonna have like $300 million. Extra Onions, thank you for the 25. PLN, I don't know what that is. Sheva from Resident Evil 5, sexy, capable black woman with a British accent. What's not to love? She has tits, and that's offensive now. Media in a nutshell. Thanks for the dono. You mean body type 1s? I apologize. The body type 1s want strong looking body type 1s, and body type 2s. I prefer body type A and B. Can we go for that? Body type A's want strong looking. Oh, fuck. I can't word this. Body type A's. And then body type B's want body type B's with gazoongas. How about that? That works, right? That's respectful. That's respectful enough. Black Myth Wukong characters are all monsters, but they're still cool or hot. I still think it's hilarious that IGN started the boycott campaign against Black Myth Wukong in November of last year, and then the game came out, and they basically admitted that they didn't play through the first or past the first 2 chapters because they were saying that there were no women in the game except for the Mother of Stones, which is a rock, and then there's a whole chapter, I believe it's chapter 4, chapter 5, that's only women. Vara's struggling. Yeah, I didn't know how to word that. Body type A and B is better than body type 1 and 2, but you know what's better? Male and female. I know, cancel me now. YouTube's knocking on my door. They're about to demonetize me. I know, chat. Someone's got to say it, though. Someone has got to be honest around here. I'll take the L. Yeah, the sliders in Dragon Age the Veilguard were quite interesting. The bulge slider worked. The breast slider did not. I think they gotta patch that soon. Surely. Male and females. There's only 2 genders? I know, right? Absolutely insanity. Black Rock knocking. They want their funding back. They're ready. They're like, no, give it back to us, you stupid bitch. But yeah, this study, I know, insane. Who would have thought that people actually want to look at good-looking characters and not modern audience slop like Concord? Have we heard anything new about that other shooter, Contraband? Is that what it's called? The Eat the Rich shooter? I don't think we've heard anything else about it. Yeah, no, there's been nothing else. Co-op Smuggler's Paradise. No. I was gonna say, it's been a little while. Nope. Nothing. Silent since the backlash. Can't say I'm particularly shocked. Oh, Fair Games? Contraband is another one. Fair Games. What's Contraband? Oh, Contraband's the Avalanche one. I talked about that one as well. Contraband is the one that they announced alongside Redfall. Yup. Yup. Avalanche is another very interesting studio. They did like Rage 2. Ravenbound's a game I need to look into. Yeah, Fair Games there's been nothing on. All these games there's been nothing on. Fair Games social has been dead since May of 2023. That's a good look. That's a real good look. We love a good ratio. I don't want developers to constantly get ratioed. I don't want their games to come out and always be bad. I just want them to be fucking better. I want these companies to do better. Why is that so much to ask? Stop making fucking trash and I won't have to call your games trash. Yeah, Dustborn came and went. Yeah, it's the worst game of the year, probably. Say hi to Concord and Modern Audience Hell. I mean, Concord did so bad. Are they gonna really take a chance on this one? I don't think so. Hello, Concord 2.0. There's still time to delete this. The game. Start putting in job applications and fix your portfolio. More info when? Never. How about your game gets this instead, right in the trash? Yeah, guys, let's make a game where we rob the rich. Let's make a game where we are fighting injustice as the cringiest team of characters possible. I mean, no one ever thought that this game was gonna sell, except for the 5 activists that they had on it, apparently. Shout out to the modern audience. Yeah, right? Crickets. How many copies of Concord did you get? I got 1 copy. I played the open beta, and then I bought a copy to keep sealed. But I bought it the day that they announced they were shutting the servers down. They weren't supposed to sell it to me because it was recalled, but they sold it to me anyway. I know. Insane, right? Well, it is what it is, guys. Can't say I'm particularly shocked. Fair Games is probably going to be the next fucking terrible game. If it ever comes out. I don't even know if it will at this rate. We haven't heard anything else. Well, can't say I'm shocked. Let's talk about Bandai for a minute, and then we'll get into Sweet Baby, because the Sweet Baby's going to take a little while. It'll be the last thing, just because it's going to take up the rest of stream. Bandai Namco is issuing a warning for Sparking Zero players regarding game mods. Now, I do not think a company should be able to tell you what you can and can't do with your copy of the game once you've bought it. I think once you buy it, you should own it. And if you're really just licensing games when you're buying them, then pirating isn't stealing. I would never suggest to pirate anything, chat. Don't do that. Pirating is bad. Do not pirate anything. Period. But, you know, if buying isn't really owning, pirating isn't really stealing. Capcom is a company that has taken aim multiple times at PC game modders. This was about a year ago. Capcom took aim at PC game modders, saying developers should be more concerned over, quote, mods that are offensive to public order and morals. And that's not particularly shocking, right? They still want to control what you do with your copy of a game. But Bandai Namco is echoing the same sentiment with Sparking Zero. So this is a TechScope article right alongside the massive flop of their Western venture, Unknown 9 Awakening, an inclusive mess penned by Kim Belair of Sweet Baby Inc. that Bandai Namco somehow thought would launch a media franchise. The company struck gold with Sparking Zero, raking in 3 million sales within 24 hours and pulling in profit to mitigate the damage caused by their $100 million loss on inclusivity pandering. What a fucking way to start off this article. Holy hell. What a big old W. It's true. Now, though, we're in an era where companies like Capcom treat modding as some kind of criminal offense. The idea of modding an arena fighter with custom characters could add serious fun for both players and creators, but Bandai Namco, in all its progressive woke glory, might have other plans. They're dishing out warnings, telling players to avoid using mods in custom battles or risk facing a potential ban. Imagine telling somebody, we're gonna ban you for what you're doing in your version of a game. Yikes. Since custom battles aren't part of online matchmaking, where cheaters are a constant headache, it's ideal for solo play or experimenting however players want, but users can also upload their custom battle setups to a world library for others to download, complete with thumbnails, and of course, this is where they had issue, because modders can create presets with characters outside of the universe, or even NSFW mods like nude characters. And oh no, a game that adults might play will end up facing the ban treatment. I'm honestly shocked, first of all, that they even added this customization system, this custom battle setup, just because we know how companies are these days. But because they don't want these mods uploaded, they've now decided to start cracking down hard on them. I just made chat gigantic. Not what I wanted to do. Now I have to, do that. Penalty notice. You are indefinitely suspended from battle posting due to either posting inappropriate battles repeatedly or battles with malicious content. In a game where you're causing violence, malicious content is not allowed. I don't know. I mean, I'm sure that they mean, like, inappropriate content. Like, pushing the limits of any kind of terms of service. But they could have probably worded it a little bit better. They also should give examples. Reason: posting the same battle multiple times. Penalty: battle posting disabled indefinitely. So they're banning a lot of people. They're suspending a lot of people. They're banning a lot of people. And they responded on the US X account by saying, we recommend you delete any custom battles containing mods immediately to avoid a ban. And guess what they did? They started hiding replies. I don't actually know what replies they hid. Hold on. Hold on, let me look. Let me see. Oh. There's only one. Right. You are retarded as fuck. I mean, one is still too many, but that's what you banned? That's what you're deciding to hide? Okay. I guess. Well, not very shocking. But it is kind of disappointing that this has happened. Because it's a game that has sold so well, that so many people have loved, and I understand Bandai is not trying to face a Capcom situation where a new Chun-Li mod pops up during a tournament for like 1,000 people to see. I get it. But also, you shouldn't be telling players what they can and cannot do with their copy of a game. Highly regarded. Yes, very retargeted behavior. But yeah, guys. Damn. The timing of the fucking soundtrack. Holy. The final battle. Yeah, we're probably going to be talking about this the rest of stream. Because this is a Sweet Baby Inc. interview that just went up. That I can't say I'm particularly shocked by. But at the same time, it's super fucking pathetic. I will be, after stream, uploading a video with my more condensed thoughts. So if you don't want to listen to me yap about this for 45 minutes, leave a like, donate, and leave. Also, if you're enjoying the stream, leave a like, donate, and don't leave. How about that? Vara, I love that you're a just chatting streamer again. This is like my second talk stream in the past month. And before that, it had been like a year. I like doing some discussion streams now and again. But, only when there's a lot to talk about. You know, I don't want to do talk streams when there's nothing to talk about. I need reasons to yap. Today, there was like 8 stories that I didn't get to cover. So I was like, I'm gonna stream. But yeah. I can really leave? Sure. No mods in chat. It's gonna be pandemonium, but that's okay. It is what it is. Don't tell me how to live my life, Mom. Whoa, I'm not telling anybody how to live their life. I'm just giving helpful suggestions. It is what it is. So, Sweet Baby Inc. If anybody makes a Bowser comment, I'm ending stream. If there is a Bowser comment, I'm done stream. Do not make the comment. I know somebody was already typing it. Clickety clackety. I already can tell. Don't do it. Don't you fucking do it. Sweet Baby Inc. and narrative consultation companies are a plague on the gaming industry. They're not going away anytime soon. It's not like tomorrow they're gonna disappear. I do think that their time is limited, though, based on how much money they're losing companies. And over the past... Oh, that's it. I'm done. Bye. Okay, I'll return because Michael donated 10. Michael just saved the stream. Thank you so much for the 10, Michael. I really appreciate it. Anyway, like I was saying, over the past couple of months, since well, it's been about a year now, because Sweet Baby started being heavily criticized when Alan Wake 2 came out. So it's been a year. You know, my mind instantly goes to the start of Gamergate 2, which was in February because of Suicide Squad. It's been a year. Sweet Baby's been highly criticized ever since then, and the media has most certainly done their very best to damage control. The shill media has not been able to cope with the fact that people have been criticizing Sweet Baby Inc., companies that are similar, and these are all individuals who preach about diversity, yet when they preach about diversity, they only mean by sexuality or skin color or gender. Well, not even really gender, because there's only one gender that's good to them, and that's the woman. But diversity of thought is also very much so a thing. And if you have an opinion that is different than theirs, they don't want to listen to you. They think you're an ist, you're a phobe. And now we have Grant Roberts, who was a narrative director at Sweet Baby Inc., leaving the company. But going out with a bang. Because he decided to sit down with the gamer in a little article where he talks about a variety of things with this journalist. Again, very short article, only a couple paragraphs. And they decide to trash gamers, to trash content creators, to pat themselves on the back, to pat Sweet Baby on the back, to say the Gamergate's a harassment campaign. So nothing new, but it's all compiled in another brand new spot. Also, Fight Me Verbally, thank you so much for becoming a Bronze Titan. Much appreciated. Guys, if you're enjoying the stream, give it a like. Consider becoming a member. You get access to emotes. You get a special green name. You become even more special. So now the gamer has put out this hit piece with, with Grant Roberts. Let's take a look at what he's done in the industry. Now, I'm not sitting here saying he's done nothing, but when I hear someone's worked in the video game industry for like 30 years, don't get me wrong, some of these are still impressive, but impressively bad. The ones that will stand out to most people are State of Decay 2. He did writing. He has done writing and narrative for Destiny 2, the base game, Shadowkeep, The Witch Queen. And then he is a lead, or he was a lead script writer on Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League. And, of course, he worked at Sweet Baby Inc. as a narrative director. So, I mean, he's done some work. I wouldn't particularly say he's done the best work, though. I mean, there were a couple others on the list that I'm sure some of you will notice, but I'm just pointing out the most prominent of them. So, it starts off with saying Grant Roberts has been in the gaming industry for 25 years and believe it's now in a worse state than it's ever been. Yeah, sure. I agree with that. Mass layoffs, studio closures, budgets at an all-time high, games dipping, tanking in quality. But I also think that it's funny that somebody like this, who has been part of the gaming industry for 25 years, ignores one simple fact, and that is that they are handed insane amounts of money now. Why not also mention, but also the gaming industry has a lot of good going for it. They say that content creators and YouTubers like me are hate peddlers, right? And we're so negative. Why not just sit here and also say, be the positive fucking force that you claim nobody is, and say, but we have the most amount of people working in the video game industry ever. We're making a lot of positive change. We have major budgets, yabba dabba doo. No, he doesn't do that because he's just as bad as the people he claims to hate. But job stability isn't the only force at play here. He recently spent 1.5 years working as a narrative director at Sweet Baby Inc., a consultancy company. Like all consultancy studios in games, largely went under the radar until earlier this year. Then all of a sudden it was everywhere. They're so sad and so upset that people actually are paying attention to narrative consultation companies. I think that's Hilarious. If you dye your hair black right now, or blonde, I will donate 50. How about I pass? Facts don't matter, Vara. True. Facts don't matter to these people. One and a half years as a narrative director at Sweet Baby. What an achievement. What an achievement. I mean, your reputation's in the fucking gutter. A target... Okay, here we go. A targeted... I can't even fucking say it. A targeted hate campaign against the company, which often leads to harassment and abuse of its employees, paints Sweet Baby Inc. out to be many things it's not. What about the targeted hate campaign that Sweet Baby Inc. employees started against Cabrutus and DEI/Sweet Baby Inc. detected? Where's the apology for that? There's not one. For one thing, it paints them as powerful when consultants have very little sway on what a final game looks like. Companies want, in some cases now, to make money. They don't want to unnecessarily spend money. Why would a company hire a group of consultants to do work on a game and then not use their suggestions? I'm sure it's happened a very small handful of times. But we're talking like 95% of the time, these companies are going to use those suggestions. Therefore, you did have a sway on what the final game looked like. You did sway the content that did or did not make it into the game. Sweet Baby loves to say, we don't have that much power. We have 16 people in our midst. We don't have that much influence. Then why have you worked on games like God of War Ragnarok? Why have you worked on games like Alan Wake 2? Why have you worked on games with companies like Microsoft, Rocksteady, Sony, Epic? I mean, the list goes on and on and on. You can't sit here and say that you are a company that has no sway and no power when you work with the largest entities in the largest entertainment medium in the fucking world. Yikes. The Tamer detractors target the studio for offering consultancy on diversity, equity, and inclusion to a number of AAA products, while the worst are accusing the team of blackmailing game developers, forcing them to make games woke. There was literally one situation where there was one report surrounding one game. There was a report saying that Sweet Baby tried to get Game Science to work with them on Black Myth Wukong. One. Not for nothing, but no Sweet Baby Inc. employee came out and said that that is false. Not for my recollection. I could be wrong. Regardless of whether that did or did not happen, okay, they say that the Tamer detractors target the studio for offering consultancy on DEI, but you do. And by paying attention to this company, They instantly use charged language. They use language like target, right? You're targeting us. We're not targeting you. Yeah, sure. We're paying attention to you. Sure, we're talking about you. But targeting is such specific, it has a specific tone and a connotation behind it that, of course, these people are going to try to use. They love to weaponize language. Throughout 2024, it has culminated in what many are referring to as Gamergate 2.0. But the heart of this are people like Grant Roberts, who until recently was one of Sweet Baby's 16 employees. He's just been getting on with his work, even though few seem to realize what that work actually involves. He's just been getting on with his work. Does he want a fucking cookie and a gold sticker? Holy fuck, bro. Get to work. Shut up. Stop yapping. Why you always gotta play the victim? Who cares? Ooh, you have to work. Damn. That's tough. I feel bad for this guy. He's gotta work? Holy shit. Damn. He has to work like 98% of the people in the fucking world. Jeez. I'm sorry for ever criticizing Sweet Baby. I'm so sorry. I should have never. I didn't understand. These people are actually working. I'm sorry for ever criticizing Sweet Baby. Damn. Shouldn't have done that. I apologize. What Sweet Baby has not done is show up at game studios and say, hey, we're making your game woke now or else. Sweet Baby is a work-for-hire company like a lot of these other consultant companies are. People hire us to do the work. Studios come to Sweet Baby because they want help, because they want to make their games better. No. You convince them that there is a problem in the industry, and these companies want to follow social trends, so your ilk, the radical leftists, do not cancel them. So you are convincing them of a problem and selling them a solution. I hate this. When they say, oh, they came to us. Sure, technically they did, but you were the ones that convinced them that there was a problem. There has never been a problem. There have always been female video game developers. There has always been female leads. There has always been black leads. There has always been Asian leads. There has always been people of different sexualities in games. But what you have done is you have said, oh, there's not enough. That's why you should hire us. Damn. They talk about how Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League went mainstream, at least in hardcore gaming spheres. What does that mean? Hardcore gaming spheres. You mean not people who are playing on fucking journo mode? So you mean an average gamer. Average gamer spheres is what that boils down to. Thank you so much for gifting a membership. Much appreciated. Thank you, thank you. One of the most frustrating parts about the events over the last year and a half is just this incredible level of misunderstanding. Both deliberate and assisted. It's not how it works. Damn, he's really coming out with the assisted kill over here. That's not what we do. We didn't put up pride flags in Spider-Man 2. This has all been on the internet. It's all out there. We didn't make Saga black in Alan Wake 2. That's not what happens. Then what happens? You guys say that there is, quote, this incredible level of misunderstanding. then clarify. They don't! Because there's not a level of misunderstanding. They just want you to believe that there's a level of misunderstanding. If there is an incredible level of misunderstanding, both deliberate and assisted, talk to the people who you are saying are doing it on purpose. Sit down and have a conversation. Prove that it is a misunderstanding. Take one single game and release the document that shows what you did and did not alter by the end of the game. Oh yeah, we, had to tweak a little bit of dialogue for this character, right? Because we thought it was a little stiff. We wanted her to make a statement about yabba dabba doo, whatever. Prove it! Prove it. If there's an incredible level of misunderstanding, get on a stream with a content creator, email one of these individuals who are, quote, deliberately pushing disinformation, or release the document. Release a document of one single game with what you affected. Just one. Just one. And I know you guys can, because there's plenty of games that the Kim Belairs and the David Bedards are story architects on, that are the lead writers. They have the ability to release it because it's their work. Do it. Just do it. Just release one. But you can't show the receipts because there isn't a level of misunderstanding. You just want to convince people. You want to gaslight people into believe there's a level of misunderstanding. There's not. Nope. This whole entire article is admitting that we are actually making a difference. Yes. This article is proof that gamers are having an effect. Yeah. We're not sitting here reading an interview that screams confidence. We're sitting here reading through pages and pages and paragraphs of coping, of seething, of damage controlling, and of lies. If they were confident, it's like what I said earlier in the stream of Dragon Age. If Bioware and EA are feeling confident in Veilguard's reception, why are they silencing people? If Kim Belair, if David Bedard, if Grant Roberts, if all of these people felt confident in Sweet Baby's future and they were happy with the work that they were doing, they would not be putting out interviews like this. But they are putting out interviews like this because they're struggling. Here we go, guys. It's me. I'm sorry to everybody I've offended. I'm sorry to everybody I've triggered. When I find a fuck to give, I'll let you know. You see the YouTube thumbnails, and there's a little Sweet Baby logo on it. Like, I would have loved to work on Dragon Age the Veilguard. That series is great, but no, we did not work on Dragon Age. I did not hear a single person say that Sweet Baby Inc. worked on Dragon Age the Veilguard. I think people said that it was definitely reminiscent of a game made for modern audiences, which, sure, is like the Sweet Baby Ink effect. But nobody claimed, from my understanding, or at least I suppose I can only speak for myself, nobody said that Sweet Baby worked on this game. The list of games that we did not work on is pretty big, but you wouldn't know it by looking at YouTube thumbnails and posts by people on Twitter. Misinformation is nothing new, particularly on YouTube and Twitter. With this in mind, Roberts feels like a campaign like the one we're seeing now was inevitable. I think that if it wasn't Sweet Baby that was the target of all of this, then it probably would have been someone else. And it has been other people who are not, connected to Sweet Baby, or not doing the same kind of work, because I think that it's just part of this larger culture war that's happened, that's never really gone away in the West, and it's in the East in some respects as well. You know what? I gotta give this guy some fucking props, because he's actually not a Western developer who's completely ignoring the existence of the East unless he's saying fuck Eastern developers. Whenever developers or journos talk about the East, it's fuck your stupid character designs. Those are big titties. We don't like those. That's sexualized. That's a monkey man in a game. That is not diverse. I guess I can give a sliver of a credit. We're talking like a 0.01% credit to this guy. I guess. I mean, he's still saying that there's a larger culture war going on in the East too. But like, I guess because it wasn't, you know, attacking a particular developer, I'll take it. Back then, 10 years ago, people were making their name based on being attached to Gamergate. So that part hasn't changed, but it certainly does seem to be a lot easier now. You know what? He's right. He's so real for that. He's right. People were making their names based on being attached to Gamergate. Yeah, the fucking grifting bitches who stole people's money, who, let's be honest, were never fucking gamers in the first place. You're right. You are so right, man. They were making their names based on being attached to Gamergate. Not wrong. True, though. True. Many are making careers off the back of hate against Sweet Baby. Many are also making their careers off the back of hating gamers. Why not mention that? This guy is a gaming developer who not once sticks up for gamers. Not a single place in this article does he say, I love my job. I love gamers. I think games are cool. I say this every fucking stream, almost every video of every day for the past how many years? I say I love a certain game. I say I love my audience. I say I'm excited for a game. I say I love the way that we're making positive change. Not with these people. You know what these people are? Salty bitches. I'm sorry. I hate to call people names, and I'm not saying it about anyone specific right now. But, well, Grant Roberts, you kind of sound salty. That people don't like your work. It's never appreciating the audience that they have. It's never appreciating the medium. It's always denigrating it. And individuals like this love to constantly say that content creators like myself are filled with hatred and harassment, that we're Did I ever read this article? Oh my fucking god, it's another Sweet Baby article. Did I ever read this article? We gotta finish this rant, okay? Getting sidetracked. Diversity's not your enemy, chat. That's the fact of the matter. It's never about trying to make the industry united again with these people. The reason why I sit and I talk about video games is because I want video games to be better. I want the industry to be awesome. And I say this a lot. Diversity of thought is important. I think that it is important that, yes, there are people with all different opinions, and sometimes that means radical leftists, because your political leaning should not matter on whether or not you can make good content. People of all different backgrounds, of all leanings, of all opinions, can be great storytellers. It's just that we are seeing an overabundance of people being hired because of initiatives, DEI initiatives, who are pushing out the very genuinely talented people to just make way for the people who tick off certain boxes, and that's sad. That is really sad to me. Wolf, thank you for the 5. The West is overdue for a comeback in game development. Indies have led this charge and they need more spotlighting. Make Western games great again. Yes, I think that it is. For me, I don't want to sit here and have to praise a certain region. I just want it to be video games, but there is quite a divide based on the difference in culture and mentality. I just want games to be great again, in overall. But yes, Western games do need a comeback, for sure. So yeah, this was their... Guys, I was supposed to end stream in 10 minutes. We can't read all these articles. Anyway. This big new hit piece released from an ex-narrative director at Sweet Baby Inc., attacking gamers, attacking YouTubers. Classic. Not a shocker. Can't say I'm surprised. I will have a more concise video uploaded on it right after stream. But yeah, very bad. Very, very bad. Speedrun it. Guys, I don't speedrun. I don't know how to speedrun. You want me to, I haven't read this. How am I supposed to speedrun it? I can't skip paragraphs. Dragon Age the Veilguard has gaming's true first transgender character creator. I'm so sick and tired of everybody having to have the first something. Who gives a heck? Truly. Why does everything have to be the first? Oh, we have the first transgender character creator. We have the gaming's first true lesbian couple. We have the first person of color leading Star Wars. We have the first disabled individual, excuse me, lesser abled, whatever they want to call it now, person as a bard. Why do we need something to always be the first? Who cares? Do it 100 million times if you gotta. The first shouldn't matter. The best should matter. Character creators in gaming have always been getting more inclusivity lately. At least that's what they tell me. Cyberpunk 2077 let you customize your genitalia. Forza had a greater range of pronoun options. Who wants fucking pronoun options in a Forza game? Who asked for that? The mentally ill. But none of that really matters. Dragon Age the Veilguard lets you be trans in a way that matters. Even in the aesthetic features, you can feel the influence of Corinne Bush, game director of the Veilguard. I hope she doesn't get this position in any other fucking franchise in any other game ever, who is also a trans woman. Congratulations. Why should I care? I do not care about your gender. I do not care about your sexuality. I do not care about the color of your skin. I care that you are a good writer. I care that you are a good director. I care that you are a good developer. I care that you are a good artist. I care that you are good at your job. I do not care about who you are besides that. The reason why I have to sit in videos and talk about people having certain political views is because they go online and they share stormtrooper memes saying, wow, it's terrible that they missed back just a couple months ago. You guys know what situation I'm talking about. That's why I have to talk about what your politics are. Do I care that you are a trans woman? Do what you want with your life. Just make games good. It's that simple. As well as the sexualized options around bulge sizes, genitalia itself is not visible, there is more well-rounded options. Though, as well as the sexualized, it says options around bulge sizes. Why not talk about how there's not a good slider for women's chests? Why do these developers hate women? Does this point to a reason? I would hope not. I would not automatically assume that, but I do understand why people would. You can pitch the voice down rather than having a choice between airy femininity and being a man. Why'd they capitalize that shit? Being a man. You know what's offensive to me as a woman? Is that you can customize your Adam's apple, you can have bulge sizes, you can have top surgery scars, but you can't have a genuinely diverse chest slider. And then there is a low pitch, a medium pitch, but not a high pitch for a very feminine character. That bothers me. I'm offended by that. When are you gonna patch that shit? You've offended a woman. A trans character creator does not necessarily make a character trans. It's never enough. There's always something to complain about. There is always something to be upset about. There's always some way to bring down the content that they wanted to once praise. The Veilguard makes being trans part of your backstory. You know what they actually, funny enough, did with this game? Is, they made it so all of the other fucking game's decisions didn't matter so that they could have your trans identity be part of your backstory, because being trans is more important than the fucking 8 other games and all your decisions in those. Retard alert. This is not the case in Dragon Age the Veilguard. If you want them to be, your rook is actually trans. It starts with a mirror, as often it does for trans people. Oh, here we go. Oh, here we go. It started with a mirror. I looked in it one day, and I just saw someone different. I didn't see myself in that mirror. I realized I had leveled up, and I unlocked the transition skill. It cost me all my mana, and it cost me 10,000 gold, but I decided to change my character customization. Shut up. You're so stupid. I'm done with this article. Next. Diversity is not your enemy in a live service world. This is from March? March. Beginning of Gamergate 2. Who's this by? Stacy Henley. Stacy. This one's also by Stacy. Stacy got some bad takes lately. Diversity is not your enemy in a live service world. Generally, I would say that, yeah, diversity is not a bad thing. What is a bad thing is when companies are going down checklists. Genuine natural diversity is good. Checklist diversity is bad. You know what else is bad, too? live service games, predatory monetization. But you know what is funny about reading this article now? Is even at the beginning of Gamergate 2, they were trying to distract you. Oh, guys, our brains are little pea sizes. We can't focus on more than one issue at one time. So what do we gotta do? We gotta put the diversity angle to the side, man. We gotta focus on live service. You motherfuckers highlight and suck the dicks of these massive companies who are shoving live service games in your faces, who are selling you horse armor for fucking 25 bucks a pop. Where are the 8 gamer articles on Blizzard selling World of Warcraft horse mounts for $90? Where? Where are the 8 articles? Guys, diversity isn't your enemy. It's live service that's your enemy. It's predatory monetization that's your enemy. But we're not really going to talk about your enemy in 2 weeks because we still need those review codes. So fucking stupid. It is what it is, and it's not good. Cabrera, thank you for the $4.99. Vara, I appreciate what you're doing. But why you address Corinne as a woman? If you're going to report the truth, shouldn't you speak the whole truth? Because I do genuinely believe that if you want to have some level of dialogue with these people, you need to give them something to work with, right? If I sat here and called Corinne, you know, a piece of shit and was calling her slurs or something, I don't expect her to want to have a conversation. I want to have conversations with people. It's not my fault that we're not having conversations. It's their fault because they get offended at literally everything. But I try to show some general respect to people. But I get what you're saying. Wolf, thank you for the 2. Inorganic diversity is like mixing toothpaste with OJ. Exactly. That's what it is, guys. I don't know what to say. This is stupid. What does Sweet Baby Ink do? Oh, here it is. What did they say at the beginning of Gamergate 2? I'm wrapping up stream in 5 minutes, guys. This was an extra stream, so it's not a long stream. This was an extra stream. So I'm ending in like 2 minutes. We're gonna read right here what does Sweet Baby Ink do, according to someone at the beginning of Gamergate 2. The firm might be brought in near the start when the story is just scraps of paper pinned to a corkboard, or they might arrive late in the day when most of the game is set in stone, but the actors are yet to record their lines, or any time in between. How about just start with that? How about just say they might be brought into a game at any time? What is most crucial is that they make suggestions. They don't take over development and throw out what the devs want in favor of their own agenda. Yeah, because nobody at Sweet Baby Inc. has their own agenda, guys. Nobody. Nobody has their own agenda at Sweet Baby. Oh my god, the soundtrack is over. I gotta leave. The Elden Ring soundtrack's over. That's the best you guys get out of me. Cabrera, thank you for the $1.99. You can speak the truth without being insulting. Well, yeah. Thank you for the dono. No, guys. Vara on fire. Keep it going. I'm not keeping it going. Nope. I got it. I'm ending stream. I'm ending stream right after we finish this. They are asked, how do we make this better? And they respond, what about this? Yeah, let's butcher character designs. Let's put in the most random characters that nobody asked for in games like Kill the Justice League. And I'm not convinced that you don't do things like suggest pride flags. Developers only add diversity when they want to. Diversity consultants are the latest scapegoat. Yeah. Studios aren't forced to add diversity. They're forced to add battle passes and endless grind, leading to worse games and cheap demographic appeal. Yeah. They were coping and seething all the way back then. It is what it is. Not particularly shocking. But yeah, chat, with that being said, that's gonna be the end of the live stream. Thank you all so much for stopping by tonight. I do appreciate it. A very random Friday stream. I never do Friday streams. Maybe in the future, again, I'll do them. It was a short one, but, you know, I didn't plan a stream in the first place. And then at the last minute, I was like, nah, I should. There's a lot of random stuff to talk about. In just a little while, I will be uploading my video on the Sweet Baby Inc. interview. That'll go live in like, I don't know, 10 minutes or so. So make sure to check that out. New videos tomorrow, and tomorrow, Saturday, 7 p.m. Eastern, I will be live continuing our playthrough of Dragon Age the Veilguard. And then, if you can't make that, I will be live on, why'd my YouTube freeze? I will be live on Sunday. I don't know why this didn't go through. Noir, thank you for the 5. Vara is ready to crash out. We ratted on. Michael, thank you for gifting 5. I don't know why those didn't actually pop up until right now. That was weird. But thank you guys for those. Much appreciated. But yeah, stream tomorrow night, 7 p.m. Eastern. Watch today's videos if you haven't seen them. Watch, stream tomorrow. Watch tomorrow's videos. All that good stuff. Thank you all so much for hanging out on this random Friday evening. Listening to me yap. I think we had a couple good rants in there. I think we had a couple good ones. Maybe I'll clip them and put them on X. I don't know. I'm a professional streamer, don't worry. I know exactly what I'm doing. Rover! Thank you for the 50. I really like that super sticker. Sweet baby, crushing the hopes and dreams of all these new indie development studios who were like, wow, this consultation company only wants to charge us $20,000 instead of $50,000? That's a good deal. That's exactly what that emote is. Thanks, Rover, for the 50. But yeah, thank you guys for the gifted memberships, for the re-upped memberships, for the donations, for the support on your way out. Give the stream a like if you enjoyed, a dislike if you didn't. More tomorrow. Thanks for being here. Thank you for hanging out. Thank you for stopping by. And have a very fantastic rest of your Friday evening, everyone.